This week we're heading back to the west coast of Scotland, and as we cross the Queensferry crossing under blue skies and sunshine, well, what could possibly go wrong? Well, what could possibly go wrong apart from the traffic jam on the motorway to Glasgow or the fact that the weather suddenly became a bit horrible, but that's okay because it then became quite nice again. But guess what? Yeah, it didn't stay nice, it got horrible again. Yeah, this van life thing in Scotland is not all it's cracked up to be because, as you might be able to see there, that is hailstones. We've had blue skies and sunshine and pouring rain and traffic jams and near-death experiences, and now we've got hailstones.
And a cup of coffee. I'm nice and cosy.
And a cup of coffee.
Cheers.
Oh, look, that looks like a graveyard. That is a grand triumphal arch, looks a bit like a Roman arch, that is the idea. And this is the old street graveyard in the Scottish west coast town of Girvan, which has got the usual do not get caught under a falling headstone sign and our favourite sign, although in this case there is a Commonwealth War Grave, just the one. Let's go and see if we can find them. And alas, that was about all we got for this visit to this graveyard because it was blowing an absolute hoolie. It was really windy in between the rainstorms and the sunshine and the general unpleasantness of the Scottish weather, so none of the audio was actually usable. It was all just the sound of me talking and getting battered by the wind, so yeah, bit of a disaster. That's quite a nice place. I do like the red sandstone. Okay, this says what I think it says. Barbara Skilling, who died in 18. You get the feeling that would have had something on top of it. This one has got something to it. Yeah, so there you are, you kind of get the idea. Lots and lots of wind noise. Who could possibly enjoy a graveyard when the weather was like this? It's another greyhound emerges. There we go, yay! He's now got the hang of lifting his leg up. Well done, lunatic. Time to go and find somewhere to park up for the night. You will also notice that the hailstones have passed and it is now blue skies and sunshine again, only in Scotland. It's £10 a night to park in the official campervan parking, but that doesn't start till the 1st of April. But till the 1st of April you can park anywhere. I'm not sure what the law is, I can pretty much park anywhere anyway, but we are on this little side street which has got a nice big park for the dog, and it's got a view of the sea for, well, for me mostly. And this was a joyous point where I found out that nothing that I filmed today was actually usable, cue some slightly bad language. Anyway, tomorrow is another day, and tomorrow the weather has got to be a wee bit better, hasn't it? Okay, so it turns out it's not better, it's just different, and by different I mean worse, a lot worse. This is not a very pleasant day, and it's the first time we've ever been beaten by the conditions when it comes to trying to get some footage for you good people, because there's nice pictures but there's absolutely no sound, so yeah, bit of a disaster all round. Let's go and do parkrun, that's bound to cheer us up. And down on the prom for parkrun it was, well, we did the parkrun, that's about all we can say. This is the most clothes we've ever worn for a parkrun, like ever. But it is quite a pretty place. It'd be good to come back here in the summer, but for today I think we've just about had enough. I can't understand why Bex wasn't keen to get out with Daisy after parkrun and go and have a look at the War Memorial. I told her how interesting it was, but she didn't seem to care. Never mind, De Niro will come with me, but he will go anywhere with anyone. It's a pity the weather was so grim, because it is a really interesting War Memorial with all the actions that people from the town fought listed on it up there on the obelisk. As there wasn't much point hanging about a wet and soggy Girvan, even to show you good people all the highlights, we decided to just cancel it and head back for home, and that gave us time to go for a walk into Leven and have a look around the charity shops to try and cheer ourselves up and see if we could find any treasures. We do like charity shops, as you know, and we like the ones in Leven because they're always very eclectic. You get some the usual junk and tat, but you also get some nice things like if you want a wedding dress, go to a charity shop in Leven. I bet none of you, when you got married, thought, what I really want to do is go to a charity shop in Leven to get my dress. It's also a good place to come to get vinyl. Usually today there wasn't really anything that was, well, nothing that matched the whipped cream thing that we found in Edinburgh a couple of weeks back. But that's going to take some topping.
Right, is that a book that you've read a review of, or thought about buying?
None of the above.
Okay. Do you want a pink thing? It's like a unicorn. Bex might like those. She does like a pair of pink high-heeled shoes. She's the pink high-heeled shoes type, as you can tell. Oh, she's found a book on crocheting egg cozies. Do you want your eggs cozified?
Oh, that's a good one.
What's that? Looks like something. Oh right, it's an ice cream.
An ice cream with a 99.
I wonder who donated a job lot of video cables. No pocket dragons this time though, so I avoided buying any junk. Right, we're going to go into cancer research. This didn't used to be cancer research. Cancer research used to be down. Ah, it's Chaz down there. Cancer research here. Okay, I'm wrong again. Fancy salt and pepper crops and robbers? Oh, Christmas hankies, there you are, that's what we need. Definitely need some Christmas hankies. Or some cows.
Okay, here is a question for you. Out of all the records that we found in our trip to Leven, which one would you least rather listen to? Do you think that might be Jesus Our Carpenter on Shalom Recordings? That looks like a real classic. I bet that is highly collectible. Or would you less rather listen to John Woodhouse and his magic accordion? Very popular with the ladies, apparently. Is there any more John Woodhouse? No. And if you want to boast that you've been to Lichfield Cathedral without actually going to Lichfield Cathedral, you can buy this rather picturesque and glorious mug.
That's glorious.
Coriander. modified sage to coriander. What's your thing?
An alphabet personalised shooting star bath piece set.
Oh, one of those.
For an S.
An S and a star. You're right, I did want a nice notebook. Is that just a nice notebook, is it?
It's a nice notebook.
A nice notebook for writing down ideas for our channel so we can get to our first 1 million subscribers.
But you'll need a bigger notebook for that.
Yeah, or more ambition. I like these little blue bears. Well, not personally, but there's quite a lot of them. Somebody's dumped their collection of blue bears. Somebody's dumped a whole lot of really terrible things. Look at that. What is he? What's he doing?
Playing with his carrots.
Playing with that is a carrot. Are you sure that's a carrot?
Yes, 2.
So, alas, once again, we got through the charity shops of Leven without actually spending any money at all. Not even on Archie McCulloch's party, because look at that, that just looks like a laugh a minute. This was actually the last record collection that we looked through, and the last one we're going to subject you to for now, with a bit of Jimmy Shand, and of course hidden away at the back, a wee bit of Barbara. Ah, Barbara. That's enough charity shops for now. Let's now fast forward a week through the magic of television, when we headed back to the west coast to visit Eglington Country Park. It's always quite good when we are in the van, because we parked here last night and there was not a soul about, and now it is very busy. And the best thing about that parking spot is the parkrun started just over there. Eglington is a really pretty country park, and like a lot of these country parks, it was once a big family's private house and private residence, and they had their own private castle, which unfortunately is now in ruins, largely because of what they did to it when they moved out. Somebody should tell him he can't park there, he'll get towed away. Okay, let's go and do parkrun. And given how hard the rain was battering down on Daisy's roof last night, all night, it's looking a bit more clement this morning.
A big warm welcome to visitors this week from Leeds and Dalkeith. And we're waiting for somebody from Pomona here as well, but they're not even up to it.
This run is on trail as opposed to on proper paths, so after the rain we've had recently it was going to be a bit muddy. Actually muddier than we were anticipating. Some of these puddles were so big they had their own lifeguard, but what I liked was the fact there's bits of the industrial heritage of the area still dotted about, like this big thing, no idea what it was. We have done parkrun now, so we're going to go and have a cup of coffee, and De Niro is getting a special treat. And then, obviously, we're going to go for a wee explore of Eglington Park, with its sad remains of its castle. Boo! And there's been quite a few developments on the Daisy front, so I'll have to show you what we've been doing in Daisy to make it more like a proper camper and less like a work van full of, what's the word, junk. It's been a wee while since we've had an update on Daisy progress, so let's go and make some progress. The reason it's been a wee while is we've been far too busy using the van to have any time to do anything with it, so let's get on and get it looking a bit more professional. This is the bed end. One of the advantages of Daisy as a Ducato is she's actually wide enough for me to lie from side to side. So what we're going to do now is insulate these end bits where the heads and feet go, and that is going to be done with more of this stuff, but this time it's going to be covered in carpet. Daisy is going to have an anthracite inside. Anthracite just means dark grey apparently, but that's the carpet, and that is lots and lots of glue, so let's get down to it. Basically the plan is that the sort of framework there, that bit and the bit down the middle, are going to be covered in carpet that goes on to where that green stuff is, and then inset panels are going to do the rest, which should make it look quite neat. This is how I did Mabel, our ex-camper van, so yeah, it should look okay, I hope. Let's get on with it and find out. So there is the first bit of lining stuck in with some insulation underneath it, and you get the idea. That's going to go like that once the rest of it is all done. Hang on, let me zoom out a little bit. There you go. That's going to go like that. Should look pretty good. So there you are, you get the idea. I'm going to crack on now and get more of this done, and I'll show you when I've finished. It's an hour and a bit later, and that is the bottom half done. I've not done the top bit yet because I've not actually decided what I'm going to do with it, but over there that looks very camper van and less ordinary van like, I think. Right, that's enough Daisy update. Let's get back to Eglington.
Look at De Niro's Easter treat, a puppuccino with a dog biscuit.
Puppuccino and biscuits. De Niro, that is for you. He's a good boy, he doesn't think it's for him. This is going to make quite a big mess, I think. De Niro, you've got puppuccino on your nose, pal. Yeah, don't choke on camera, that would not be good for publicity. Chomp, 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 chomp. How many greyhounds get hand fed, I wonder? Probably quite a lot. Greyhound owners are strange people. Are you enjoying that, De Niro? De Niro, there's still some stuff right in the very bottom there. De Niro. Not keen. There you go. That is the best display of messy eating until my bacon and scrambled egg roll arrives. And of course Bex is not having a bacon roll, although she will have half of mine. She is having a scone and jam. There are lots of very nice sculptures and carvings and stuff in this park, so let's go and see if we can find a few of those. Over there is a heron, and over there is a statue of a greyhound and a lady. Yeah, he's definitely pretty cool, but let's go and see what else we can find. There's a bit of a random column in the middle of this little bit of woods. No idea what that's for, possibly part of the old castle that we're now going to go and show you if we can find it. And as you saw from the puddles on the parkrun, it absolutely battered down with rain last night, but today it is looking very, very different. Thankfully my new roof vent that I fitted in the van did not leak, or it would have been a bit of a soggy night. If you go down to the woods today, you're probably going to see a large green with red spots dragon or dinosaur or something. I'm not quite sure. It's spot. Oh, it's got binoculars as well. It is a dragon with binoculars and a backpack. That's actually quite cool. I do like things like that. As well as the dinosaurs, there's also this woolly mammoth, but somebody's been out and stolen one of his tusks. The ivory thieves have been out, but yeah, he's also quite cool, and I do like this all done with chainsaws, and it's just really, really clever, and I would try it, but I'd probably chop a leg off. Over in the trees over here, I think that's probably a fox. Yep, that is Mr. Fox, and over there is oh, it's something different. Hang on, let's go and figure out what is going on. I have no idea. It looks like, oh, it's a bat. It's a bat hanging upside down. Sorry, I'm a little bit slow today. And in front of us is the remains of Eglington Castle, which is a case of, well, vandalism basically. The family that lived there couldn't afford the upkeep, so in the 1920s they sold all the possessions and moved out. And after they moved out, they took off the roof and removed all the windows, so they didn't have to pay tax, because it had no roof, it had no windows, it wasn't a house anymore. And after that, it very, very quickly went to rack and ruin. And then more recently, most of it was demolished. They just left some little bits as a feature, but most of that house is gone. I'm going to dig out a picture of it in the 1920s and you'll see what an amazing looking house it was. And here you have that picture. So this is what the house looked like in the 1920s, and this is what it looks like now. And this is muddy. And this is a bit square. Let's head back to the path, Bex. There's no point getting... I think it's pretty soggy again. And don't feel sorry for the poor family that lived here and had to move out because they couldn't afford to run it. They moved to another one of their castles. The bits that have left do give you a sort of tantalising glimpse, because they've left that tower there, and that is obviously very impressive, especially with the blue sky making it look even better. But then there was another tower over there, and this is part of the sort of floor plan of the house. So yeah, it must have been an amazing thing to see. It's a pity that it was all just, well, as I said, basically vandalised, just left to fall apart. What they have left is still quite impressive. It must have been pretty cool when that was all doors onto floors, and now it's just a big tower that I guess you can probably climb up if you've got the key. And there's what's left of the facade of the building. It's funny, I've always wanted to pretend that I'm a mole, and apparently this is a place you can do it. You can pretend you are a mole and the castle ruins are your network of tunnels. So let's not go back into the castle ruins and pretend that they are a network of tunnels. A dog doing lots and lots of zoomies. Unfortunately, De Niro has seen the dog doing lots and lots of zoomies, so we can't let him off the lead because he'd definitely be over there like a greyhound. Oh, and that explains why the mammoth is here. There were mammoths here. It doesn't explain the spotty dinosaur though.
I want you to do this, the next activity on the trail.
Go on then.
Find a large tree. Hug the tree with your arms spread out.
Okay.
Can you guess how many hugs it'll take to go around the tree?
Less than one. Isn't it not fair that the dinosaur's only got tiny little arms and they're using him to advertise like hugging a tree, and he can't reach? He can't even scratch his own bottom.
Well, the squirrel's got shorter arms, I would think.
So, while pondering how dinosaurs could scratch their bottoms, we have headed to the Ayrshire town of Stewarton, and that is a John Knox parish church. And as you can see, it is Easter because the yarn bombers have been out doing a spot of yarn bombing on the postbox. Alas, Bex wasn't engaging in any of the yarn bomb related hilarity, she was on a mission. This was a pretty little village, and pretty little villages have little village bakeries, so she was off to find herself a scone and perhaps a cup of coffee. Stewarton's wee bakery is called Browning's, and we were kind of spoilt for choice. I fancied a pie and I fancied a cake, so in the end I had both. Stewarton is pretty much free of the brands and chains that you see on every single high street. It's all independent traders like the wee bakers instead of Greggs, and over the road in this really cool looking old building there's a pet shop. Not just any pet shop, but a very posh boutique, which includes bottles of beer for the dog, chewy beer, and yeah, everything you'd want for your pup. They also had these, which looked quite interesting. I did ask the lady what it was, and she said it's something that a cow doesn't have, but a bull does. It took me a second to figure out exactly what that was. So we just bought some stuff in the wee shop, and I bought Dero a pizzle. Dex is now not at all keen on the buying the dog a bull's thing. Okay, we're having not much luck with the filming between the weather and technology fighting back, and general being tired after doing lots of running of late. So we're now in Kirkintilloch, and we're here because I heard there was a nice cemetery here, so I'm going to have a look round, but don't expect too much detail. There might be a bit more on Places for the Past, our sort of dedicated cemetery channel, but quite frankly I think I have my brain is not really functioning properly for saying lots and lots of words. And I'm still really a bit annoyed about the quality of the audio that we got at Girvan at the cemetery there, because it was a really nice cemetery. So here are some of the pictures and a wee bit of music for your viewing pleasure.